Okay, then if you have the show, the main laptop, it's a other parts of like, and we know. I realized you can empty a man. Why? When you because I had
There's a tiny thing there. Say the shame is for yen because of our work. What I say we can get maybe or know the farmer into yen a year testing yet particularly so no say and check it to check the authenticity of the work. Hello, I see. Oh, okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Today, most of you were late too.
Good
Or you
morning, Doc.
were sleeping.
To the Google Teams because of the challenge from last week.
Last week, Yeah, you are right. I even have to ask Elvis whether we are using the Google Teams or yes, you are right. Okay, so do we start? We are only 10 now. Class rep.
Mhm.
To the class rep. What's the name?
Madam, she's yet to join, but I think two ICs there. Wisdom is here, so he could give us the go ahead.
Who's the deputy?
Wisdom, madam.
Wisdom, are you online? Not sure they are online. Let's give them some 5 minutes.
Okay, madam.
Good morning once again. Our time is up. Good morning.
Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Doc.
Good morning,
Yes.
Doc.
Can somebody share one or two things we did last week? What was last week about? What did we do last week? Yes, anything remember for last week?
Madam, corporate performance scorecard.
Good. And what did we say? How is that important to HR?
Madam, you said it is important because it provides a comprehensive view of the organization's performance, which supports effective decision making because it is a management tool that evaluates organizations' performance by integrating metrics like
Okay, good. You have done well.
okay.
Somebody should also something on return on training or return on investment, rather. I've even said the training. Yes. Yes. What did we say return on investment is about? Return on invested, the ROI, return on investment. How do we use it?
Doc, we talked about return on investment being the measurement of the financial and the non-financial benefits of the training program with regards to the effectiveness of the organization in terms of the employees and then the value that the training brings to them and then the HR objective as a whole.
All right. Now, in the balance scorecard, there was 4 key things that we said organizations used to do the assessment. We said that they are both financial and non-financial. What are they? The four key components.
Madam,
Yes.
Madam, please, they are the financial perspective, the customer perspective. No, financial perspective, the customer perspective, learning and growth.
And that's what last one.
Oh, I don't remember.
Somebody to help. Good.
The internal process.
The internal process. Good.
Hmm.
And we said that they are also translated into the strategic HR balance scorecard or the HR scorecard, and also gives us an idea of how to do these assessment. Now, for instance, when we take learning and growth, what do you remember to be some of the ingredients or the ingredients on that for HR scorecard? In other words, what points are we looking at when we talk about learning and growth as a HR scorecard? Or what should HR do at that time? What would they be assessing? They'll be assessing what?
We'll be assessing their performance.
But I need to know the particular performance. It's about learning and growth. So what will HR be assessing? They'll be assessing leadership development, they'll be assessing training. So these are the nitty-gritty things you must know. At that point, what will HR be assessing? They will be assessing, these are the things HR assesses when it comes to, okay. Now today we are moving to another very important topic known as career planning and development, succession plan, and talent sustainability. Now, because of the uniqueness of your program, we have to crash everything. We do what we are learning, what we are doing is crash. So we pick salient topics. And even when we pick salient, look at this, I've put it together three things, three topics. So who could have been delivered weekly just to these hours to teach. So we are going to be very, very attentive and get the most important concepts or the most important knowledge you need so far as career planning and development, so far as succession plan is all about, and sustainability, talent sustainability, because as talent sustainability and career planning and development or progression, they are contemporary issues in HR. They are very, very important or current issue. Succession planning is also very important. However, it is not like a contemporary issue. It is there, it's important, it's there. Now, if you look at this scenario, I call this as a scenario. There's a company called Innovate Tech Incorporation. And this company is a mid-sized technology company that specializes in artificial intelligence solutions. The story says that it's positioned in a highly competitive industry. And in that industry, talent is the cornerstone of innovation and growth. So getting talented, top talented people or employees is the cornerstone for that organization to innovate and grow. Now, over the past 3 years, so let's say 2023, the company has experienced rapid growth. Everything is fine, they are growing. However, their growth is impeded with challenges. The challenge of retaining high-performing employees, and the challenge of attracting top talent. Don't forget that they said in that industry, talent is the cornerstone of innovation and growth. However, this company has challenges with retaining high-performing employees, attracting top talent to sustain its market momentum. Now, despite its innovative product portfolio, the products that they offer is top on the class within the community or in the market, Innovate Tech Incorporation is struggling. They are struggling with two critical human resource challenges. One of it is career development gaps. Employees lack clear pathways for career advancement, resulting in disengagement and increased turnover. People are leaving the organization among high-performance staff. Those who are good, they are leaving. Now, internal surveys, they did a study, revealed that 60% of employees feel there are limited opportunities for growth within the company. The second challenge for HR is this: the talent acquisition challenge. Now, the company's recruitment efforts have failed to attract top-tier professionals, partly due to insufficient employer branding and lack of competitive benefits. Look at those two: employer branding and lack of competitive benefits. As a result, critical roles in emerging technology teams remain vacant, slowing project timelines and impacting overall performance. You are part of a consulting team tasked with developing comprehensive strategy to address these challenges. Let me end here. So what have you learned? What have you heard? What is this business scenario at Innovate Tech Incorporation telling us? What is the problem here? What's the challenge here? Yes. What is the challenge, an HR challenge? Yes.
So, Doc, first, there's been insufficient branding by the employer. So they are unable to attract top-tier professionals.
Very good.
To enhance competitiveness.
Good. Yes, what again?
Doc, please, they've also failed to attract top-tier professionals due to a lack of competitive benefits.
Good. What else? What else?
No.
There's so many things that were mentioned. Yes.
There is no clear pathway for career development when it comes to the employees, because when employees develop, it will help the organization to develop. But since the employees are not able to develop, that is how come it is affecting the overall organizational performance.
So there's lack of clear pathways for career development. Yes. Thank you so much. Clear pathway. So what it means is that the organization did not have a system for growth. So you are the supervisor and you have been supervisor since 1989 and you are still marking time to this day. That is a problem. And I tell students that if you are in any organization that has no clear pathway for growth, run. Or after your course, make a frantic effort to look for an organization that has growth. Because as we go further, you realize that one of the factors to attract and retain top tier is the organization's culture. Is the organization competitive salaries and fringe benefits? Is the organization's ability to have career progression? Because you can't be marking time in one place. So after your course, if you are marking time, run. Yes, there are challenges in getting jobs, but you can also stay there perpetually. Perpetually. And before you realize you are 60 years and you have to go on retirement. No progress. So this is a scenario. And in examination, these examples that you may face, you may want to answer, may be asked to answer. Something that it has a business scenario, you analyze it, and you give your thoughts on how you would have or you would manage that situation. So today we are going to learn something about career planning, about leadership, not about leadership, but leadership roles and talent management strategies help the organization to perform. So we're going to explain concepts like what is career development, what is career planning, leadership, succession planning, and all that. How HR metrics and analytics like promotion rates and turnover of high potentials affect the organization to develop. And also look at how leadership development, career management practices, how they impact talent sustainability in organizational continuity, and develop probably an integrated proposed data-driven career development and leadership strategies that will ensure long-term sustainability. So the two concepts here, career planning and development. Oh, we have said this already. Now we are guided by the 10th edition of Matthias and Jackson to do this. So career planning and career development, what are they? Now you realize that most of the teachings or concepts or functions or activities or roles of HR, most of it have this word, a process. The process, a process, a systematic something. So it means that it is always continuing, a process. It shows the way. So the career planning, again, also has the word process there, that it is the process of evaluating and choosing the job that best suits your personality, skills, and interests. We have different abilities, we have different skills, we have different competences, we have different capabilities, and we have different personalities. I told one class that it's not everybody that will be able to do the military work, the forces, because they don't have the strength, the stamina, the acumen to do it, the strength to resist or to really stand all the physical training that you need. But some have it. So that's the personality issues we are talking about and your interests. So you, the individual, you plan, but the organization that has the HR department also plan. So career development also is the ongoing. So also continue. It's not static. So if the organization is static about career development, it's a problem. Learning and goal refining, that follows as you continue to grow. So the organization plan, the individual plan, individual also develop. The organization plan, the individual also the organization also develop. So together, career planning and development become tools. They are tools that help to harness or nurture or foster a strong understanding of who you are, your goals, and then you are able to find work that is meaningful, fulfilling, and enjoyable. Now, careers. What are careers? Somebody say career is a position. Well, but it's a series of work-related positions a person occupies through life. So I'm a lecturer, it's a career. I'm a policeman, it's a career. I'm a military person, it's a career. I'm a teacher, it's a career. I'm a nurse, it's a career. I'm a doctor, it's a career. I'm a lawyer, it's a career. Now, most interestingly, this planning is done at the 2 levels. Somebody is asking a question. What?
No, madam. He was saying he can't hear you.
Somebody said they can't hear anything. But can you hear now? Frederick? Frederick, can you hear? Frederick, can you hear, please?
But please let me call him.
Okay, because he says he cannot hear anything.
Doc, he's been asked to log out and rejoin. Maybe.
Okay, please check on him before I continue. Any message? Have you been able to check on Frederick? Who was checking on Frederick for us?
Madam, please, it's Alice.
What's the any outcome? Should I continue?
Look, I think you can
Doctor, please,
continue
he's
while
joining
he
back.
tries to
Okay, that's
fix
fine.
that.
So,
Okay.
so the career is a position that somebody occupies through life, as I've explained earlier. Now, we have organization, that too. Organization-centered career planning. Organization-centered career planning. And then we have individual-centered career planning. Now, the organizational or the organization-centered, as the name sounds, focuses on jobs and identify career paths in the organization that provide for the logical progression of people between jobs in the organization. So career progression, logical progression, succession planning. So the organization should have a plan that will be able to move one person to the other level. That is the career progression. And also fill in positions that may be vacant in the organization, so the organization will not experience what you call leadership crisis. When organization, sometimes top people, top management do not grow others. they don't grow others that are capable to take up a position. That is why when you study principles of management, there's a topic called delegation of authority. If you delegate your work to your subordinates, they also begin to learn. They acquire experience. They have knowledge. So they're able to step in for you when you are not there. Most leaders or most superiors or managers feel threatened, feel that their position is threatening. So they don't do it. Meanwhile, there's so much to do, so much in their plate, they'll continue to do it alone. So before, if something happens, maybe a sudden death or an issue and they leave, then they create leadership or continuing crisis for the organization. So the organization being headed by HR in terms of these issues must have what you call organization-centered planning that focusing on jobs and identify career paths for the individuals in the organization and provide a logical progression. Wisdom is not the supervisor. Wisdom can grow to become general manager or even MD. So HR must be able to identify. The word there is identify. So the people, if you are 1001 and you have different departments, different units, it's the work of HR to be able to identify, don't forget, the people's capabilities, strengths, and be able to say that this person. And usually if you're an organization, we are able to identify even the employees. Or if there's a position, we are able to say, oh, this person can do it better. And it's the work of HR. Again, we have the individual-centered career planning. You, the individual. This focuses on individual careers rather than in the organizational needs. So you, the individual, I'm not surprised that you have taken up the challenge to come to school, which is a development need, because you want to develop yourself and maybe chart a path for your career. That is very, very important. So focus on individuals' careers rather than organizational needs. So don't forget, we have two approaches. So if we have organizational planning and individual planning, then HR becomes the one to do the career planning. So far as HR is concerned, career planning aims to identify needs, aspiration, opportunities for individuals' career, and then they come out with strategies to implement, to develop a human resource program to support that career. So if I am a potential general manager, HR must be able to identify that and begin to offer me programs, training programs, exposure, maybe some opportunities to act in a certain capacity so that you'll be able to do that. Now, according to Edgar Shin, career planning is a continuous process, again, that you do to discover in which an individual slowly develops his own occupational concept as a result of the skills, abilities, needs, motivations, his own value system. So according to them, the career planning focuses on individual, process of discovering in which an individual, so individual does that. But career planning is seen as a very systematic and a comprehensive process. So again, that will be able to target career development and implementation strategies after having that self-assessment and analyzing the opportunities to get the results or the outcome. So these people are just trying to tell us how you discover. So the individual you will discover, the organization will also discover. So what is the planning process, the career plan process? At the organization-centered level. the career planning process involves both the organization and the individual. Individual is the employee. So the employer and the employee. But in this employer, we are looking at HR department, HR unit, and the people who work at HR. So individual must identify their aspirations and abilities through their own assessment, counseling to understand their needs of training and development. The organization also needs to identify the needs and opportunities and also plan its employees and to ensure that its staff and the necessary information and appropriate training they need for career development. So it's two phases. The individual must plan. You, the employee, you must plan. And the organization also plan. So career planning must link individual needs and aspirations with organizational needs. In other words, can the organization say that we have identified, who is here? We have identified Robert. Robert is a very capable person to be the general manager for us. So we have identified him. Then we have also identified Alice. So the organization begins to plan alongside them. But then Alice says that before the organization realizes the kind of position, the needs, we are talking about needs. The needs of Alice is not the needs of the organization. Alice is planning to go and stay with the husband in America. And you are planning to give her a position. That's not her need. But the 1 million question is, how would the organization know the individual needs and aspirations? Do we tell the organization our needs? How would they know? And plan alongside our needs. That's why I said that most often this match is not done. This needs thing is not done. The organization is paying a different attention to its employees, planning career for higher performance individuals with greater opportunities for promotion, and not taking into account the performance potential of employees. It's not done. What they rather do is that they look for some people that can only become MDs, general managers, finance directors, HR. That's all they do. The bigger positions are what their eyes go to. Because, of course, they don't want to create leadership crisis. But it's in, yes, Ninakwa.
Yes,
Hello, Bob.
Madam, please, I wanted to ask. So, like you were saying, usually HR is centered on the organizational goals and its objectives. Now,
Yes.
the issue is that an individual's personal life usually is not taken into consideration by HR. HR is more interested in the individual's potential towards the organizational goals. Now, my question is that, is it also part of HR's mandate to know the individual's needs? Like you said, Alice wants to go abroad with the husband, but HR wants her to become the manager. Now, towards Alice's plans, priority is laid on what? She going abroad. Is HR supposed to also consider her personal needs as against organizational driven goals?
HR is supposed to know her needs. Because if HR decides that they want to give her a position, so they are grooming her, they are supporting her to take that position, but that's not her need, that's not her career plan. Her career plans go to US and go to Harvard and educate herself and do something different. That is why most of the time, HR misses it. There are people they think they can do the work very well before they realize the person has been poached or have left the organization or something. So the question that I want you to ask, how will HR know the needs?
Yes.
How should HR?
Madam, yes. So I will give an example. My former employer was a multinational. They give at the beginning of the year, they give us a form. You fill it, you share your long-term plans, your short-term goals. Like, it's a very detailed form. And so there is now that I'm relating, because then I didn't understand as I'm learning the course. So you write your 5 years time, where you want to be in the next 1 year, what you want to do, the course you want to pursue, your dreams, your aspirations. You write it there. So when these multinationals do this, then HR will know that this person fits here, this person fits here. But I realized that after working in a multinational and working in a local companies don't really do that. But multinationals are able to, because of the forms they give the employer, they're able to know that these are your goals, these are your aspirations, this is where you want to be, and all that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that example. You know, when you study international HRM, HR is supposed to know even everything, your personal life. When you are working as an international, we call them the executive teams. You are part of the executive teams or the expatriates. They are the HR of the company you belong to supposed to know everything, your personal life, the schools that your children will attend, the kind of wife you have, what they do, the kind of husband. They get to know your personal issue, personal aspirations. They know everything. That is why we say that at the international setting, HR deals into complexities. Because you, the expatriate, everything about you must be known to HR. That's how it is. But in our local setting, they don't do it. But local setting, they are supposed to come, know your aspiration, your needs, evaluate, advise, and inform you that, oh, this opportunity is likely to come. We are eyeing you to do this. You have to begin to think about it. They won't even tell you. They will ambush you. And so that is the thing. Have I Grace? Yes. Did I answer you?
Yes, madam, you did. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Grace. Grace, I've seen your hand. Grace, Angela plus one other. Okay, maybe a previous one.
Madam, please, it was a mistake.
Okay, that's fine. So if you look at this diagram, we have individual perspectives, we have organizational perspective. What perspectives are we talking about? The organization must identify future organizational staffing needs. Now, that is done under what? That is done under what?
Organizational
HR does this under what? What?
Under HR planning, Doc.
Planning. The forecasting. Plan career ladders. A ladder, we all know a ladder. How you climb, we use the ladder to climb. They have to plan career ladders. Assess individual potential and training needs. This person has the potential. And last time when we gave him the opportunity to lead the group, you know the way he carried himself. He has a potential to be a leader. When we gave this person, oh, you see how she messed up. No. So the whole essence is that HR has huge responsibility. That is why we say that an HR-driven organization is more prosperous and more successful, because they're able to curb these trends, any problem, any damage control, all those things, so that the organization prospers. Now, the finance man is an employee. HR must be concerned. The marketing man is an employee. HR must be concerned. No, name them. So you see it, assess individual potential and training needs. Match organizational needs with individual abilities. Audit and develop a career system for the organization. I don't even think that our organizations have career systems. They don't have anything, but they are supposed to have as part of their strategic plan. So again, the individual also must identify personal abilities and interests. So if you are an individual, an employee working in an organization, and you are anything goes, you have to rescind your decision. You shouldn't be anything goes. You should be specific, tailored goals, personal abilities and interests. Sometimes I understand, because there's nothing, we accept anything as a stepping stone. Yes, I understand. Yes. However, after you step the stone for some time, go and look for a rock. Stop stepping on stones.
Ma'am, it's not easy.
Stop stepping on stones. Go and look for a rock. It's not easy. It's doable. It's not easy, but it's doable. Plan life and work goals. Let me tell you a story.
Madam, please, I have a question.
Okay, please.
Okay, so my question is, how can an organization communicate its needs during a hiring process whilst also trying to attract a candidate by appealing to their individual needs? Like, how do you...
It seems you are just from bed. Speak up. I can't hear you.
Madam, please, let me go and come back.
Oh, I like your question, but I didn't hear much of it.
Okay, I was like, how can an organization, right, communicate its needs during a hiring process whilst also trying to attract candidates by appealing to their individual needs? How do you ensure this honest face? And also, can an individual during a hiring process also communicate its needs?
Okay, if I got you, you are saying that how can the organization identify the individual needs vis-a-vis its goals? And how can the individuals also something? Who
Yes,
heard her and who can help me?
She's saying that when organizations are recruiting, during the recruiting process, how can they let the individual know what the organization needs, whilst being able to identify the person's needs too? Because most of the time, because you want the job, it's like you are scared. You don't want to bring what you want to the organization, especially in these areas where it is very difficult to find a job. So if the organization is telling you that this is what we need as an organization, how will they be able to know what you also need, so that in future, when it comes to training needs and assessment, they would be able to know that this is the need, this is what you need, or this is the area that you need to develop. Because most of the time, after you are hired, that is it. There is no further training or needs assessment done.
You rather the organization during recruitment interviews, they ask you. They do ask your needs, your aspirations, your goals, and all that. They do. They do ask, how do you see yourself in 2 years? How do you see yourself in 5 years? The good companies, they do ask you. They do. It's part of the standardized interview process. They do ask. And the other important aspect is that a standardized, a correct standardized interview process, you, the individual, must also ask them the organizational needs, the organization where they also see themselves, their processes, things they do. So be able to know. It is there. It's only that we are not trained. We don't know. And Bible said, lack of knowledge, my people perish. Because you don't know, we act anyhow and we accept things anyhow. That's why I said that if you take anyhow and you step on the stone, after a while, go and look for the rock and go and step on the rock as well. Yes, it is true. But you see, it is only common in our African settings. It's only common here. But in the international settings, global issue, they are very frank. They will tell you, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want to do. You can't stop them. But here, because of the inadequacies, but you are learning. So if for nothing at all, you can teach your children. You can teach those around you. You can try and bring some small changes in your organization. That is the way it should be. Because the individual must have a plan. And I said I was going to tell a story. Now, there's a story about Harvard Business School. They did a survey. And in this survey, they did a study rather, not a survey. They used what they call longitudinal study. In the longitudinal study, they did a 5 years. Like you student, then I asked you, you should write your career aspirations, your interests, and everything. How do you want to see yourself in 5 years? I asked you to let me know. Some of them said it verbally. But 5 of them, they wrote it. They wrote what they want to do, even including the kind of marriage or marriage material they want and all that kind of woman or man they're looking for. The study after 5 years showed that when they did assessment, those who have written what they said they were going to do and be, they were 5 times higher, better than those who did not write. The thing was in their mind. The Bible said the vision is for appointed time. It says, write it. Write the vision. Plan by writing down what you want and your goals as individual employees. Look, if all employees begin to have this attitude, knowledge, abilities, our organizations will be shaped better. That's why the international organizations, the multinationals, are better. Because they won't hide anything from you. They are better because they believe in the sustainability of this kind of knowledge to help the organization grow than the ones that we cover up and do anything we want. So your individual must plan, have your work goals, assess alternative paths inside and outside the organization. That's why I'm saying that you can stand on the stone, but look for a rock. Assess alternative paths. So maybe I was employed as a teacher. Maybe I can be an administrator, better administrator somewhere, because that's my interest. I decided to take a step on that stone because I don't have any place. But I still see that my interest is not there. My heart is not there. I have to go and look for my career interest. So then you assess your alternative paths inside the organization or outside. Note, changes in interest and goals as career and life stage changes. Society is dynamic.
Hello, Doc. Please, I have a question.
Yes, wisdom.
So I see that in the individual perspective, you do not have the matching the individual goals to the organizational goals. Is there a special reason? Because I get it that the organization, as a broad perspective, would want to adopt the individual goals and fuse it in its plan to see how they are able to, implement a developmental program for that individual. But the individual, is there any way that the individual, having his own plans and aspirations, should want to match that with the organizational goals while in there, or there is a special reason why that is omitted?
Okay. When you study management, what they say is that your individual interests must be subordinated to the organizational interest. That is true. Because if you are coming to work for me, you have to also buy into my goals, my what I'm looking out for. Yes, that is it. However, HR must give room for individuals to aspire to be what they want. Don't you see that in the organization, people leave? They leave on so many issues. They leave because of antagonism. They leave because they think their interest is not being served. They leave because they think the environment is toxic. They leave because they think that there's favoritism. They leave because they think they are due for a certain position, they are denied. Because their individual perspective about career planning, it has not been served. And HR must understand that even though theoretically an individual interest must be subjected to the organizational interest, for the organization to perform or achieve its goals, the individual interest is also paramount. Because right now, if I have my own goals and interests, and I see a window somewhere that's far better, or a door that's far better, and I make the comparison, you won't see me coming to teach you again. I will go. Because I feel that there's something better, and your organization, so far as I exist to be there, I try to support your goal, but mine is not deleted wholly. Mine is not a forgone thing. And that is why we want the HR to know that the individual interests are also paramount, and they must look for it. Yes, Yolanda.
Okay, so but I'm talking about interest now. For example, I have been posted to a different organization, but my HR doesn't want to release me because she feels like I am a valuable member in the team or at the team. So, however, the other organization too has been writing me because they need my service. So I have to work hand in hand in both places. So you being in my shoes, what do you think I have to do? Because without a release letter, you can't also go to your new department or your new organization. So you're talking about interest here. How do I go by this?
Your HR just being a saboteur. Why are they not releasing you?
Because she feels there will be a
she still wants you.
Yeah.
She still wants you. So you need to have a talk with her.
I have tried so many times.
You need to use her superiors.
Okay,
you have
so
to talk to her superiors.
Okay, so what if there is no superiors in this case?
She has no superior.
Yeah, in case.
Then you need to pray. That's what I can say in this. Then you need to pray that one day she herself will realize and give you the release. Then it means to me, it means that you are very valuable to her. That's another fact too. You are very, very valuable to her. She doesn't want to lose you. But you must also let her understand your career aspirations and interests. Have I answered you?
Yes, madam. But the fact is, what's like, I don't want to do anything because being in the service, you might meet her anywhere at any time in terms of interview panels and other stuff. So, and actually, she's really good, like kind of. So, I don't know whether to. I don't know where to report this to, because I don't want the fact that I will be the bad person, like getting to an end of this. So, I don't know whether to stay or to go. But if it were to be, madam, what would you have done?
Okay, you see, I made one statement that she feels you are very valuable to her. That's why she's not releasing you readily releasing you. So it's a plus for you, for the organization. However, anytime you are leaving any organization, you have to leave a good note, as you said, because you never know who you meet again. You never know who will write a reference for you or you'll be referred to the person. So it's also good to have that conscience that you can't leave anyhow. However, your interest is also at stake. So you need to have this. If she has a superior who is friendly or who is you can talk to, then you can go and talk to that person. The person will use some tactical means to let her understand, maybe make suggestions to her and all that. But if she has no superior and you still think that she's there alone, you feel you will say, then you need to at this point you need to exercise restraint a bit and see how the way forward. And if the other other company is also pulling you so hard, I think they poached you, eh?
Yes, madam.
They're poaching you.
Yes, madam.
So if they are poaching you, they're also offering you something that she's not offering. So you have to tell her too. That's why I say you need to talk. You really need to talk to her. I don't know how the nature of your talks, but you need to let us understand certain things. She's able to understand, then you can move. If not, you need to exercise restraint and pray about it to have, if you're a child of God, sometimes all that glitters is no gold. You may think that it's a golden opportunity, but it may not be as you think. I'm talking from a Christian perspective. So if you're a child of God and you pray about it, the Lord himself will direct you. The Holy Spirit will guide you. And you know that one day she will just say that, oh, I've thought about this. I first thought that, oh, you can go. That is a child of God's way. But if you don't have that, I think you should exercise restraint at the same time, know a better way to appeal to her conscience to release you. So what I would say, don't rush now. Don't rush. I thought I saw another hand.
Yes, madam, it was me.
Patricia, yes.
There was something, but I understand it now. It related to the question Wisdom asked in relation to the organization always having to align with the individual needs, but then the individual needs do not always have to align with that of the organization. But when you did the explanation, I understood.
Okay, thank you. So the career planning and development, they have initiatives. Initiatives from the organization and the individual. Some of the organization initiatives are a job posting system. So there'll be an internal advert that this opening is available. Or and intentional mentoring activities. So you become a mentee to somebody. I, for instance, in my organization, I have mentors. Professor Malcolm is my mentor. Professor George Amwako is my mentor. Professor Bobisa is my mentor. So I have mentors, people that I try to learn from. I try to seek advice. I try to know how to do certain things. So the organization is, you see, and according to this, the organization initiatives, the organization must initiate it, but they don't do it. Sometimes they must have career resource centers. I've not seen one. They must managers as career counselors. They can call and tell you that, look, hey, this is available. Me, I have had mentors who have told me so many things. Oh, you can do this. Oh, try and publish in 4-star. Try. You've published in 2-star. It's okay. Move to 3. Move to 4. Try and do this. Try and do that. Then I also seek their opinion on something. Is this okay? So you need mentors. The organization must really initiate it. Or career resource centers, especially our university, where the youth they don't know their left from right. Their parents say they should come to school. That's why they are there. They don't know that they are coming to school for their own benefit. So you need to have career centers that these students, then there's an intentional opportunities for them to go and seek advice. And managers in the organization also become career counselors. These are organizational initiatives. Career development workshops. Oh, there's leadership development program coming up. Let all HODs or let all deans or let all supervisors attend to understand their development issues. Of course, human resource planning and forecast, we've talked about it. Performance appraisal, the outcome can be used as an organizational initiative, and their career pathing programs. Now, you know, our institutions, the universities, if you want to teach in a university, there's a problem called skirt and blouse. Skirt and blouse means that first degree, you have done BA admin. Second degree, you have done MA HR with informatics. Then third degree, you go and do marketing. It's skirt and blouse. When you are going to teach, they think that you haven't drunk deep or sip deep into an area. So they won't give you the teaching to do. So you need to do what we call a concentrated program. So for instance, having done HR informatics with informatics, if you want to teach, you are better off doing a HR related program as your PhD. If not, GTech will tell you skirt and blouse. You have to keep watch on that. And that's what we call the career pathing programs. That people at the university will begin to know, and the organization will teach people that these are the career paths that you must take. Of course, career management for individuals, you should do your self-assessment, get feedback on real issues, how you are performing, to set your career goals, and how you manage it is to do your self-assessment. Am I doing very well? Am I doing well at all? Not even very. Assess yourself. Am I making impact? Get feedback from people who are honest with you. That's some people, they will tell you that everything is fine. Anybody that says everything you do is fine, keep watch. They are lying to you. You should have real feedback. Oh, this teaching that you are doing, it's okay. You are doing well, but you must always keep for. However, you must look for however. You must look for nonetheless. Oh, everything. Oh, good. No. It's not good for your career development. Now, people choose careers because of their interests, because of the social background, self-image, social background. The father is a lawyer. Everybody, first child have to be a lawyer. Second child have to be that kind of thing. But when you're choosing your career, you must look at your self-image, personality, your interests, and social. So that's it. Now let's look at individual initiatives. We talk about the organizational initiatives, and we look at some development plans and whatever. But what are the individual initiatives? You the individual must plan your career. You know that we learned some of these things so many years ago, but I'm fine here. We didn't even understand it. Sometimes the things that I teach, I ask myself, so this is how it is, and then my teacher, your children, me say, because we didn't even understand it. There were no illustrations for us to understand it. There were no existence of personal applications. We studied theory, we poured theory, and we passed theory. But when I began to teach and apply personal applications, I realized that there were so many things that I could have done 20 years ago. You must plan your career as an individual. You must be aware of a career. You can use resource centers to learn something. Sometimes you'll be surprised that if you get to some of these resource centers, which we don't have, I don't know where they are, if you ask me. They're able to, listen to you and advise things that you may not be aware. Your interests, your values, your competency analysis. So you, the individual, also have initiatives. Don't wait for HR to come and tell you something. You must also have your plan. Like the Harvard Business School story. Those who had a plan and wrote it, they worked towards it. And they were 5 times better, taking salaries that were 5 times better than their other colleagues. In the organizational initiative, we talk about job posting. So job posting is an organized process that allows employees to apply for opening positions within the organization. So usually there's an announcement, internal announcement. Now I've cut off so many things to just talk about something else called career path. Now, to get to a certain career path, you need to learn so many things. Let's assume that you want to be a general manager in an organization. In that organization, you have audit, you have HR, you have marketing, you have sales. So the career path means that certain experiences that you need to be able to go to that path. It's a sequencing of work experiences, usually different job assignments, in order to provide employees with the opportunity to participate in many aspects of a professional area. So, like the general manager, they'll ask you to join a finance workshop so that you learn something. They'll ask you to join a project, be part of a project, because they want you one day to become a general manager. So they have to give you exposure to get some experiences. So example, I said, in order for a salesperson to move up the ladder to say a regional manager, it is important that he or she understand all aspects of their job, all aspects. And they have to do that for you. So therefore, a career path in sales might include a period of time in sales, account supervision, and district management. So there are certain things that the HR must identify that you, before you can be this, you need this. By experiencing each of these related but different occupations, the employees can develop a better understanding of the broad role of regional manager. So if HR understand these things themselves, and Alice has a different plan, and HR tells them, look, yes, you are a salesperson. Go and be an account supervisor. It's part of the career planning path. So that when you become the general manager, you know what they do. You understand this. You know it. So that is how sometimes it works. So not necessarily maybe taking you to another unit that you have no interest. If it is well explained to you and it's in sync with what you think you want to do, you have to go alongside. The plan is a process we've talked about. Individuals' career objectives and creatively develop initiatives to achieve them. The planning can also be seen as a personal process that consists of your broad life planning, your development planning, and your performance planning. So the three types of career path. Sometimes historically, there's something that shows you the path. The organization and your own behavior shows you, or we can learn the career path from three perspectives. If you take historical, for instance, past patterns of career progression, how the incumbents got to where they are. Okay, so it gives you a historical plan that if you become a deputy general manager, you will surely be the next general manager. Organizationally, paths defined or dictated by management to meet operating needs. Progression patterns that fit prevailing organizational needs. It can also come to the organization deciding what they want. Now, behaviorally, paths that are logically possible based on analysis of what activities are actually performed on the job. So these types of career plan helps you, the individual, as well as the organization, to be able to know the path that you have to choose for people. The planning is different from path. Path is the trend, the way. Planning is what you think should be, you plan for. So if you take historical again, actual paths created by the past movement of employees among management jobs perpetuates the change where careers have always been used as basis for promotion and transfers. Basis is informal or traditional. So you should be guided that there's this historical path, there's this organizational path, and behavioral path. So HR also have development process in the organization. If you look at this, it's interesting. HR formulates its plans, identify necessary capabilities, they carry out succession planning, who takes over from who, and assess development needs. They conduct development planning in terms of the organizational level and the individual level, determine development approaches, the job site or off-site, and evaluate development success. This is just a process for HR. But if you look at it carefully for development process, it's a very difficult task that HR will find difficult to do. So sometimes the development process, they can develop it themselves, make somebody develop it for HR, IT to develop for them, or they can go and buy those development processes and follow. They can develop specific capabilities themselves. That is, if they are developing themselves. They might have a lifelong learning abilities in their plan, HR development, or redevelop, or whatever. So the process can be any of these. Other development issue can be psychological testing, performance appraisals, succession plan. And note that the succession plan is just simply a process of identify a longer-term plan for the orderly replacement of key employees. Orderly replacement of key employees. Orderly, not ad hoc, not arbitrarily. Orderly replacement of key employees. Now, succession planning is very, very important, and it's part of it, and we talk about it as one of the things we look at. It's a process. And again, HR must formulate strategies and plans. And in that strategy, must address succession plan. If you look at this diagram, you see the HR manager is showing succession planning needs. And they have to address succession plan. Either they develop a preliminary replacement chart, a chart like organizational chart that shows who is next, or they assess current employee capabilities and interests and give them the plan. To develop preliminary replacement charts, assess current employee capabilities and interests, and engage in HR development, and they have to periodically review and reassess their plan. So succession plan takes this form. How can succession planning be used as a strategic tool for organizational growth? Let's move on. So for HR to choose any development approach for the succession, for job site methods, job sites, we talked about it that if you look at this diagram, when they've gone through all that, they have to determine development approaches. Are they going to use job sites or off sites? And for job sites, this could be the approach. There could be an individual coaching. Job site, that is the person working on the job, they could resort to individual coaching, to develop the people. They could have some committee or assignments, meetings. So somebody doesn't qualify, but then they assign the person to that committee so they can learn. Job rotation, they change them to learn something from other departments. Assistant to positions. So they can make somebody assistant to a certain position. Online development. There are a lot of leadership development issues online. Corporate university centers development. So they can have some, like you have come and learn something from the university and learning organization. These are some approaches that we can have for job site methods. So there are learning organizations. Let's move on. Let's look at the off-site methods. So on-site, they can do the off-site. You can have human relations training. So you go out there to learn something. Classroom courses and degrees like you are doing. Simulations or business games or scenarios. Sabbatical and leaves of absence to go somewhere and learn something. Adult training. So these are off-site development approaches. Of course, whether off-site or whether job site, they all have advantages and disadvantages. A job site, one is coaching. Coaching has advantage, and natural and job related. It has also a disadvantage. Difficult in finding good coaches. Good coaches. If you are not careful and you give a man, a woman, a young, beautiful lady to be coached by a certain man, it will turn to a different story. I don't want to say it. So these are job sites, committee assignment meetings, as involve participants in crucial meeting process, critical crucial process, can be a waste of time. Job rotation gives excellent overview of the organization, but then long startup time. Can have assistant to position, provides exposure to an excellent manager, but also provide disadvantage the possible shortage of good assignments. Online development will be flexible, but niche not yet well defined, may not even tailor to anything. Corporate universities and development centers, they can combine academic and real world at work. However, maybe university in name only, but may not be anything better. Learning organization, perhaps the real or the ideal mindset for development. Essentially, it's a theoretical thing, and idealistic is a negative notion for most organizations. So off-site methods to classroom, there's advantages and disadvantages. Classroom courses and degrees, they say that familiar advantage, you get familiar, you'll be accepted and increase your status, but does not always improve performance. Please, let your being here improve performance. The disadvantage is that it does not improve performance. Human relations training, deals with important management skills, but difficult to measure effectively. Simulations, realism and integration, but then it may be inappropriate game playing. Can introduce any game that may not be appropriate. Sabbaticals, rejuvenating as well as developmental, but very expensive. Employees may lose contact with job. Adult training, increase self-confidence and teamwork through physical challenges, but not appropriate for all because of physical nature and so it has disadvantages and advantages. And of course, managerial lessons and job experience. So the managers can also have something. Job transition experience, and they also have obstacles. And lessons to be learned is that we have to set agenda, handle relationships well, manage values, have personal qualities and self-awareness. You can read on. And for management development, you must have a management modeling, management coaching, and mentoring. And sometimes give the opportunity to have executive education, the short courses to take over. Now, stages of mentoring and all those things are here. Initiation could be 6 to 12 months. When you are cultivated, could be 2 to 2 years. And then you feel that you'll be experienced, and by that time, by 6 to 12 months, and you redefine the way forward in all that. So that brings us to the end of career planning and development. I think I can finish this with you now and will not come back. So how does organization attract and retain top talents? Top talent. When we did the business scenario, there are challenges to attract top tier professionals. Let's look at the ways. One way is that the company must have a good culture, a right culture, a culture that supports growth. So if there's a right culture, then there's a bad culture. There's a difficult culture. And culture is the way of doing things, our norms, our values, our colors, what distinguishes us from the another. Now, having the right culture, company culture in the workplace can make all the difference when it comes to making a position more marketable for potentials. So if the organization wants to attract top talents, they might look at its culture. If they have the right culture, the right talent could be fostered, and they could have inclusive, even though diverse environments. They could provide opportunities for flexible working. If they could provide sustainable or suitable level of autonomy to employees, then they may even attract them. Maybe having lunch, maybe having daily lunch together or weekly basis. If it's their culture. I used to work someplace, and the dean at that time, they had a culture of bringing everybody on board. So one time, they would just, every Friday, not every Friday, some Fridays, he will let the caterers, the chef, they will kill the goats, and they will do light soup with the goats, a goat light soup with drinks. There was nothing. And we were always looking forward to Fridays after 3 to go to a lounge and have that. It brought people together. We were so happy. The whole school, business school, became like one family. People love it because of what? Even hosting a team lunch on a daily or weekly basis. That brought everybody together. Everybody was looking forward to it. In fact, I saw the entire staff as a family. People were talking to each other as a family. It's a culture. So when you foster that, we are diverse people, but we are working in the same environment. Let's all come together. When you provide opportunity for flexible working as part of your culture, you'll be able to attract talents. When you give suitable level of autonomy, delegation of authority to employees, it will be coming. So my example, we were like a family. Everybody liked to work with us until the dean left and somebody came in. Everything Pascal. Everything became no. So when you introduce some of these small incremental changes to your workplace, culture can be a big impression on potential employees. Add employee testimonials to your career site to provide candidates with a better insight into day-to-day working life. So the scenario, one of the things is that they should check their culture. Their culture, if their culture is bad, they will not be attract top tier. Again, company reputation. To attract the best talent on the market, is essential that companies create a reputation as somewhere candidates can work. So the reputation. Now give me a good reputation companies that you know. Yes, a good reputation companies. Like what?
They're just one group of companies.
Okay. Yes.
Standard Chartered Bank.
Standard Chartered, MTN, yes.
ABSA.
GCB.
GCB, ABSA, yo. ABSA there, yes. Ecobank, yes.
Deloitte,
yes. So you yourself, you are mentioning it all. They have, you mentioned GCTU.
Madam, GCTU.
Madam.
Thank you. So you'll be able to, if you'll be able to attract top talent, then you must have good. Yes.
Madam, the Ghana Police Service.
Yo, thank you.
Why would you mention my own?
You have mentioned our police officers' own. Hey, why?
Madam, please, I don't believe.
Yeah, okay, she believes.
Grace, Madam, those insurance companies, I don't want to talk about them.
Oh, insurance, they are not repeatable.
Madam, it's not true.
It's not true, madam.
Okay, some of them.
Yes,
Some. We are not talking about industries. We are talking about companies. So individual companies. So company reputation is very important to attract. So companies well known for their products, well known for their services, well known for their practices, will be able to attract strongest candidates, top tier professionals, simply because the company is a reputable company with a particular or sector or industry. Career progression, I told you. You did a stepping stone. Go and look for the rock and step on it soon. So career progression. The prospects of career progression. And I always tell students, whenever you go for any interview, ask whether there's existence, there's opportunity, there's a way for career progression. It's very important. So organization that has career progression are likely to attract top tier because career progression is a fundamental in candidates' decision to accept a job offer. Candidates, the top tiers, they will be able to accept the offer if they have opportunity for growth. If there's no opportunity for growth, you may need do it for a while, but you should begin to rethink. So it's essential companies look to signpost all available opportunities for professional development or for growth. Very important.
Madam,
are you doing enough to develop? Is somebody asking me a question?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Yes, Frederick.
Career progression. So where I work now, there's this opportunity there for career progression.
Okay.
But what I have realized is that when there is an opportunity, there is an internal advert that is made. If nobody is picked, the CEO might handpick somebody and place in that position. The issue here is that you being picked from the lot to go and handle that position. There are no prior trainings, whether you know about certain things or not. For instance, if you have been picked from the position of a manager in a different, so he has about 6 companies. So he can pick you from the private health insurance and send you to a facility management to go and be a general manager there. If you don't have a finance background, you don't have certain backgrounds, how are you supposed, or how will you be able to navigate yourself through this position?
You have to learn. You need to learn.
Okay.
So, you know, the manager or the CEO I think he has a good intention. I think he has a good intention.
Okay, so madam, so with like Freddy's question, so is the company going to sponsor him to learn, or is it self-sponsoring?
Okay. We have what you call on-the-job learning. We all go to work and we learn certain things as we see others do them. And being a manager, you need skills. You need skills. It's the skills that will help you to manage your skills, competencies, and abilities. The actual job, you will not be doing the job. You will assess, examine, monitor the job, how people are doing the job. So you will learn from the job. You also have to ask questions because you are a manager. Call meetings. First, meet with each of the units in your outfit. Finance, come. Pay for those who are into pay salaries. And then as you meet with them, you ask them for progress report. They will have to tell you what they do. You'll be surprised. Then take reports from them. So you have to learn. Ask them for the processes. How are you doing this? How do you do this? And you'll be surprised that you see loopholes in their processes. So the manager, the CEO is a good person. I would say that. He wants to develop you people, give you the opportunity to rise, and equip yourself to take up those challenges. Because management, when you're a manager, that are 3 or 4 things: planning, organizing, coordinating, directing, monitoring, or evaluating. So you have to have those skills. So I'm giving you free consultants. Call them, each of them, what they do. Sometimes if you call individuals and listen to them, document them, and see if what they've told you is what indeed they do. Have monthly meetings where possible. Have quarterly reports where possible. Do as you can do the job. It's not difficult at all. Frederick, you can do it.
Okay, madam, thank you.
You can do it. Yes. You will learn from the people. The people who should have been given the opportunity, you will learn from them. That is what happens. So most of the time, the CEOs they don't know anything. They can bring somebody to head the place. They know nothing from nothing. So far the specificity and the peculiarity of the job is, they don't know. They will learn from you. They will ask you, so how do you people do this? But because they have the skills, they have the knowledge, they are able to capture. So if you have well-tailored professional development schemes, you make sure that the opportunities are discussed with the candidates during the recruitment process for them to do. Provide the competitive salary and benefits. The scenario, they told us that the salary was not competitive enough. Provide it. The truth is that that money talks. If right now somebody asks me to come and they are giving me better than GCT, I'll say bye-bye. I will not even say the questions. I'll leave you people in limbo and go away. They say money talks. The best practitioners will want to be paid their worth. That's why I always say that develop yourself. Make yourself worthy of your skills, your abilities, your knowledge, your competences, that everything that makes you superior. They want to be paid their worth. Most employees will gain additional job satisfaction based on how they earn. So make sure that you are guided by professional pay scale websites to help you have a competitive rate. Also, there are what you call fringe benefits. The other benefits that attract top tiers, like health insurance, not the one we are having in Ghana, no. Not that one. The Acacia's type is what I'm talking about. Data and vision insurance, retirement benefits. We don't have the 401k. But these days we have apart from the pension, we have the tier 2, tier 3. We have pension, provident funds, and so on. Vacation time or paid off time. Maybe if you go on vacation, they'll give you 1 month salary. Flexible schedules. You can come to work anytime. Remote work options. Most of the giants, they don't care. They'll give you a target. Whether you sit in your garage or you sit in your bedroom, they don't care. They want results. Remote work options. Now we are doing it. We are teaching online. And then wellness benefits. Education and career growth opportunities. Opportunity to develop yourself. Employee savings account. So this is where in some universities they have what you call superannuation. In other places, they have the tier 2, tier 3. But in US, they have the 401k. So they put some money there for you. And we are told that the 401k is very, very good. In Lagos, superannuation is also very good. Now, flexible benefit systems are becoming more and more popular for employees and companies. So these flexible plans, your employees get to pick the exact benefit package that fits the individual needs. Professional development. Now, there's this adage that, it's not an adage, it's a belief that when you train the people, they will leave you. But there's this also alternative thing that, how would you want to work with dafts? You have to train them. So one of the frequent arguments against investing in internal professional development is the concern of training needs. Training employees, then they will leave the organization. Now, the better question to you is, what if you don't train them and they stay? So you are working with that. So great companies find time and resources to invest back in their people. Consider internal and external training opportunities such as mentoring, job shadowing, cross-training, and professional development. If you don't invest in them, they will not be more resourceful. So let's see, this is 7, but I have only 3 ways to retain them. So when you attract them, you must also have a system to retain them. One of the system is that you must have retention. So now you want to stay in that company, it should be a strategic issue. The organization must identify retention as a strategy. That's why I like Frederick's CEO. He wants to retain people by upgrading them, promoting them. That's wonderful. Tell me the company, I want to come and work there. Identify retention as a strategic issue. A talent strategy that is aligned to the business will help consolidate and direct your retention efforts. So senior managers, so the CEO, Frederick's CEO, needs to be committed to retention, retaining the people as individual people managers. Set a tone from the top and role model behavior that demonstrates the value of every person within the organization. Value people. Let them find out that they are very important to the organization's success. And make retention as a priority by develop great people manager. They say that people don't leave, they leave managers. The manager that is untouchable. The manager that is gimme, no open door. Who are you to ask? The manager that subordinates are afraid of. They are the people who cause top tiers to leave. But when they can't have to maintain them, there are people leave managers, not the companies. This famous quote is often repeated and is vitally important to employee retention. Let them know that, let your managers understand that their behavior will make people leave. So you have to develop great people, the manager that is for the people, the manager that is for the employees, not the manager that is only looking to seek the welfare of his or her superiors at the neglect of the subordinates. Develop great people managers. And this is the last one. Just as you should be focusing on development opportunities for all people within the organization, you also need to focus on great leadership skills for current and future managers. Great leadership skills. Okay, so any question?
Madam,
yes.
Please, on retention, the retention strategy, how would you describe this? Where employers, after training employees, they make them sign bond. Maybe after this training, you cannot leave this company. You would have to serve this company for this number of years before if you think of leaving. Is it really a good strategy to retain workers?
Because I just told you that there is a misconception that when you train them, they will leave. So the company is protecting itself. But after training Jonathan does not give them what do you call it? Resignation letter. So the cost of training you are on car. So it's good. I'll support it.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Yes. Any other?
Madam,
Please. Yes.
Patricia, go on.
Okay. Madam, please, when it comes to developing great people managers, in
Hey, I
situations
can't hear
where...
you. Eh?
Hello, madam.
Aha.
Madam, when it comes to the ways that is looking at developing great people managers,
Aha.
in situations whereby the managers are not working, like they are the ones pushing people away, like the popular quote, but then there is no channel for it to be reported, because it's like in our service they will tell you all senior officers are one, and then when you're a junior officer and you work under a senior officer, when he does something and you inform another senior officer, before you know, it'll even intensify. Personally, I worked under one boss that just as he came into our station, within a year, about 5 people had to leave the station because of how he does his work and how he treats individuals. And then he didn't even care whether those who are there can do the work that you were doing or not. But unfortunately, even if you find a way of reporting this attitude, it is you, the junior rank, who ends up suffering, because there is that popular quote that they are one. And truly true, with happenings that have gone on over the years, you would see that yes, they are one. So it's more like when you are reporting the other person for something that needs to be addressed, they see it that, oh, you can do it to this person too. So they do not focus on solving the problem. You, the junior officer, rather becomes a target. So, madam, in this case, what can be done?
Okay. You see, leadership has styles. One of the styles is called autocratic, coercive, coercive, coercion, rather. Coercion. So, and some are transformational, some are transactional. I see that in the forces, you are more of transactional. Do before complain. Do it. You're supposed to do it. And looking at the technicality of your work too, you have to have somebody who's autocratic or coercive, using coercion, because it's a forced job. So most of the time, leadership style is what they use to manage their subordinates. You may be surprised that in another station, there could be somebody who's a friendlier, amicable.
Madam, we've had past bosses
You have
that
what?
were... we had people before him that were very friendly, that looked at... Those were the people that encouraged us to go to school and other things. But this man came, if you are going to school, when I was in 300 undergrad, I almost stopped schooling. Had it not been for good colleagues, relationship I have with colleagues, so I'll be like, oh, perform my duty for me. He doesn't care. He knows you have exam, but so somebody will sit and be like, perform my duty. When I come, I'll perform yours. This one was forcing that I would even stop schooling. Meanwhile, it was another boss that encouraged me, "Pat, go to school. It's good. Develop yourself."
Yeah, they won't go, so don't want you to go. So that one, it's an individual thing. And you have also said that your superiors are one. And since they come together as one people against you, the junior, it's also a challenge. So my point is that, my question is, don't you have suggestion boss?
No, madam, there is nothing like that.
Okay.
And then what we do, they'll be like, everything is chain of command. So if I have issues, I cannot bypass the person I have issues with. If it's a letter or whatever, it has to go through him. I can't. If you go behind, we'll tell you to come back. So it has
So
to
when a
go
person
through him.
is mean, you have a challenge.
Yes.
It's a big problem. It's a big problem. And the nature of your work too. The nature of your work is do before complain. So even if they say kill, you have to kill before you complain that it's my mother. How do I kill my mother? That kind of thing. So it's a peculiar thing. It's a peculiar thing. But if the HR is something to go by, they can have a way to manage, because I know that most of them, the HR people, well, those into HR, how do you call you? Are they HR?
Madam, they are HR, but you only see them during recruitment.
So the HR, they don't have other systems to develop people or grow people or to show that there's a positive work environment and all that. They don't do it. It's because they don't do it, or they don't put people who really understand these things and how it must be done. Even if the nature of your work requires strict adherence, if the HR person is well and understand his staff very well, they can put in measures. So they can do what we call managing by working about, come to the stations one time and find out what is going on and all that. Or they can just have a suggestion box where you can put your misgivings and your mistrust and things over there. But, I'm sorry for you, but it's a great challenge. Yes, Alice. Patricia, it's a great challenge. Yes, Alice.
Doc, thank you. Doc, please, I want to ask a question concerning the training. Let's take it that I'm an employee and I've been given a position or an office to occupy, and then I'm given a training on that field, but yet my superior or my boss doesn't allow me to express or show the outcome of the training that was given to me. Let's say you are under someone and then you go for a presentation, or whenever there is the need for you to express yourself, your boss always cover you up. Oh, let me do it. And then you see that your boss is not delivering as it's supposed to be done, and you feel that you can do the work, but you're not being given the chance, and you can't also complain. And even when you do something and you are being recognized, the boss wants to make it like, oh, I'm the one who even helped there. Oh, I was with there. Oh, like always that stone that, like you said, the rock that you want to step on, you are sharing the stone with someone, and it's like the person who even want to push you from that stone that will help you reach the rock. Please, in this case, what will you do?
Alice, your boss feels threatening by you. He has seen something in you that you have a great potential. So the person, if I would describe him or her, he'll be sorry. He has limitation. He has inner less satisfaction, and he feels that you are outshining him or her. You know what I would advise you? Whenever you've done something and he or she wants to take glory, allow him to do it. People around know. They know that he hasn't done anything, but usually that's how it is. Leadership is like that. The leader takes the praise as well as the blame when there's a problem. In your case, where I will have a problem, where you have a problem is when there's a problem, then they shift blame. If there's a problem, they shift blame on you, then that person is a wicked person. Because leadership starts with them. They take praise, they take blame. So you just have to know how you manage him or her. That's the way that's what I can say now. Miriam.
Yes, madam. Thank you. Madam, please, mine is related to a build-up of what Frederick said. Okay. I'm using my end, for instance. We are a group of companies over like 70 different individual companies, and they've scaled
70.
it down 76 plus individual companies, different, not subsidiaries or branches.
So conglomerates, I see. Yes,
Okay.
and what?
And it's been scaled down to various clusters. And what I've noticed, I'm limiting it to my cluster. What I've noticed is we don't recruit, bring in by doing outsource recruitment. It's like when you have the potentials. So basically, our recruitment are done internally. So my cluster is comprises of over 10 different companies. So assuming maybe there is a vacant role in maybe finance, HR, whatever, they'll take it from another sister company who falls under my cluster to come and fill that gap. Here is the case that, madam, we can all attest to the fact that when you see how your bosses are working, you can tell if the person has the potentials or not. And it looks like all these bosses, their characters are one. They're not helping the institution, the company to grow. So if you are filling these vacant roles with the same people who do not have the capabilities, the capacity, and then the knowledge, know-how in it, how good are they helping the organization? Because the person doesn't have the skills, the person doesn't have the capability, but because position you are bringing the person to come fill in that gap. And it is happening to the extent that it's even causing us. A lot of people are resigning. Myself, I'm being compelled to move out because it's like we are not being developed. We are not getting the required skilled people to even help us attain where we want to get to. So if you are not bringing people with probably professionals from outside who can help promote or probably help us meet the organization's targets or goals or objectives, and you are feeling in, like, let's say, square holes with wrong pegs, is it really helping? I want to get it. I want to understand, because we are learning this to also help us, achieve something in the future. But there is nothing you are learning from these people. So I want to get it, if it's a good thing they are doing, is a good initiative organization is taking.
Miriam, it is a disadvantage of internal adverts. One of the disadvantages for internal adverts are you miss out on great potentials outside your organization. However, internal postings also have advantage to support succession planning, to boost the morale of employees that they are recognized for positions that are vacant, and also save the organization the trouble of conducting external recruitment and all that. However, it has a disadvantage. They are missing out. Another disadvantage, you miss out on potential people, capable people. So in your case, if all they brought are the same, you need to report. When you report, will you have a problem?
Yes, so you become
Madam, with like Mariam issues, it comes from the top there, right? And like that company basically has one company among them which really focus. The like other companies are not really like looked at. So if something must be done, then it must be done from the top there. So
I asked the question whether they have a system of reporting.
She can't.
Yes.
She can, but she can't because of where it is coming from.
But she can't report.
Yes.
Is there a system of letting the managers know that these things are not going on well?
They won't even take into consideration.
Hey, what kind of people are they?
Yeah, because all what they focus is about the money, like money.
And themselves.
Yes, I know that company very well. So
hey, the The managers just come and they focus on, then it means the top management HR is not doing something right. They have to look at it. But
No,
don't
madam.
they also
their
see
focus-
that?
No, madam.
They also
their
see
focus-
that the organization, that unit or department is not doing well.
Not
There should be reports.
No, madam, they have like specific companies, they are so much into it. So the other companies around, they don't really care whatever happens. All what they want is
then
this is what really brings them money. Yes, so that is what we have
then
to.
it's their decision, it's their goal, it's
Yes.
their strategic plan.
Yes.
Their plan. Yeah. So that one, maybe I don't know what you can do. Because if the top don't care, how will you care? If the top don't care, that's why they also don't care. They see that the top's eyes are not there. If their eyes are not there, then it's like free flow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like we're just doing things anyhow. When you come, even though you are being motivated, you don't
Madam,
even want to
their
do
boss,
more.
he's someone who like Mami Sonshare, Mami Family Son can share, that kind of like he doesn't mind opening 100 company within a day, but the focus is only on one.
Oh,
Do
then
you get
he's
me?
wasting resources.
Have you read in any of the subscriptions?
No, but I'm sorry.
It's fine. I get it. You are right.
It's wasting resources.
Serious one.
Let him go and learn from Parkway Sindhu, Dr. Parkway Sindhu. He hasn't heard about Dr. Parkway Sindhu's story. He was doing almost everything. What happened?
Because, madam, how can one person have over 79 to 80 companies? Not subsidiaries. Branches.
Yes. So which company is this?
Different companies.
Madam,
Just one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, madam, he basically he's so keen on the government contract and other stuff. So any other companies under him, he doesn't
care.
Yes, he doesn't. Yeah. So like he has
but he pays them.
Care about the welfare of the employees.
So that's what I've told you. If you enjoy the stepping stone, go and look for the
another job.
The stepping stone. Go and look for the rock. But then there's no career growth. Understand it. That is why he's doing that. Yeah. I see. So there's no career growth. Nothing.
But madam, when it comes to incentives, benefits, and madam is key. We are enjoying, but just that it hurts that you are in an institution that, oh madam, that you are not learning anything. That's my issue.
You yourself say you are enjoying. You are not enjoying with me. You are enjoying alone.
Yeah, so madam, especially December, the rice and stuff.
Cash.
Yes.
Money.
Rice, oil.
I know cash money and
end of year party.
So I think you should have opportunity to develop yourself over there. Go to school, acquire the various skills that you need, chart your path so that one day you can move out to follow your career path. So educate yourself more. Because you get money to pay your fees, you got good money to take care of your family. So do utilize it more, but then don't be static. Just develop yourself more.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, so the assignment, I couldn't ask the people. So send it to my email. I don't even know. When I called, they didn't respond to me. So,
okay, madam.
Send to our email, because next week is our last lecture.
Yes, madam.
Then we are done. So
next
week,
please. Would you give us areas to focus on?
Don't worry at all. Don't worry.
Okay, madam.
So next week, I think the slide just about 15 slides or so. So we'll do a recap of all that we have done. Then I'll tell you areas you must concentrate. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Madam,
Today we are done.
Madam, you can even consider giving us the questions.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yolanda.
Madam Nyagro.
Hey.
Madam,
Madam,
she's not lying. It will really help.
That's
madam,
what
Yado,
it was like that. Just for
Eh.
the women in
Yado,
the
Papa,
Eh.
Yado.
Just one on me just one.
madam.
Yes.
So, what Yolanda asked, the fact is that
Mariam, your
by
boss is
the
my friend,
by
so
the
I'm going
day,
to tell
some
him.
of us are getting confused and other things. So the areas will help. And
Why are you confused? No, if you
You are
tell me
not
you're confused,
confused. Please don't say you are confused. You are not confused. You
if
can't
you
be
tell me
confused
that,
here.
if you tell me that you're confused, that's all that I've done. I've confused you more.
no, that is not
Frederick,
it. That is not it. But
But
some
which
of
one?
the time,
Frederick, Madam said she will do a recap for us, like of
okay.
I said
everything.
I'll do
So
a
your
recap.
confusion
We'll
will be
do
settled.
the last slide, the last lecture, do a recap. And then as I do the recap, I'll be speaking in parables. If you get it, that's fine for you.
Okay,
Oh,
madam.
you are a great
Madam,
woman.
please,
That's
the
okay.
discussion. Should we add it to the assignment? Or we should make it
Yes,
separate?
add it to the assignment. Add it.
Okay. All right. Thank
One
you.
person add it. So I can
All
get
right.
something to take care of the continuous assessment.
Okay, madam. Thank
All
you.
right. So thank you very much. We are done for today.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Thank
God
you,
bless
Doc.
you.
Are you going to ask question?
No.
Is somebody
No,
talking?
Madam.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Madam.
Allah, Gege.
Hey, Miriam.
Charlie,
Mo
I'm going to
Yolanda, yeah, my boy, president. Yolanda, I
Madam,
second
Ankasa,
you.
dear.
Lady
Wow.
Oh, madam is feeling. Oh.
Madam,
Lady
dear.
Rita,
Pad. You,
Yes, dear.
Rita, I'm
support
going to
you.
call you.
You people are saying you should go and say this to the research madam, and you see your answer.
Alice.
Now, some may come in
Alice.
and support me. Hey,
Debbie,
Rosemary,
Yolanda.
I have missed
Yolanda, not say me
you.
support you.
Eh, Madam Nonko,
She will ask you, does it make sense
But since
for you
she's
to
going
ask
to
me
speak
that
in
you need areas? Does
parables.
it make sense?
Eh, Madam Nonko, di mama you.
Alice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Alice,
She
so I
said
was
she's going to
thinking,
speak in
quickly,
parables.
no. Well, now, Madam Abreki and Tem. I don't know because of Mr. Oche class, no. Uncle Robert went to me. I hosted a few. We now can the better 30 minutes. I recap on what we did with Mr. Oche last week. And
Rosemary, Rosemary,
Another topic. I mean, I impress you.
Rosemary.
at least last week, no.
No,
Yolanda.
ne work no. Please, you guys should remember. He extended the date
Mariam.
for us. So because
Yes,
of that, when you
dear.
go to the
Yolanda,
LMS,
Miriam.
the
Yolanda. And Kobomi, only me, also Kobomi, the craft, and from Okra. On looking is the county government.
Hey, Rosemary. Now, Rosemary, way. Hey, Muffino. Rosemary.
Yeah, the Mr. Train, Rosemary Assembly, and I make her say, Mr. Oche class, then Yamiado, Madam, ye reintem, Anka. What's me encourage you last week? Anka
Last week,
Robert, and
last week on my
Guys,
presentation.
do you
all the
remember this
presentation.
platform is from ICDE?
Yeah, it's for
So it's better.
ICD. So let's Robert host us. Let's leave this
That's what I'm
platform.
saying that we
Let's
have
leave this
Menka.
platform and let him host us. Let's do that discussion on our platform. Okay.
Maybe ICD can host us.
Please, Dr.
But
Ocho
No.
put a
It's not a
video
good
on the
idea.
LMS. Obia Shimada.
It's not a good
Dr.
idea,
Ocho
please.
put a
Bye.
video on the LMS. Obia Shi.
Pacho, or the beer to a monk or her, I mean,
Rosemary.
Reason about cool. Boy.
Babako is related to this, the event this weekend. Miss Uncle.